What's up everyone, WizardKen here with another Xbox 360 World of Tanks video. Today we're going to be doing a question and answer, and I have a special guest. It's a subscriber. His name is Eddie, or Sentinel107. He's been playing World of Tanks for about 6 months, and I asked him to come on to the show because he's asked me a couple questions, about premium tanks and different things, and I thought it would be a neat idea to just let him explode on me on all the questions that he might have about World of Tanks or anything on here. So I don't know what direction this is going to go, but we'll see what happens. Hello, Eddie, and welcome.
How you doing, Ken? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for agreeing to doing this. I mean, just so you guys know, me and Eddie just started talking today. I answered a question to him, and I was like, you know what? Let's see what other questions he has, and then I was like, this would make a great video because some of you guys are just starting out and some of you guys are more advanced. And Eddie, like I said, he's not a new player, but he's not, he's only been playing it for 6 months and he's still learning a lot of things. I mean, we've been talking for a little bit now. He's still trying to understand the ops a little bit, understanding the premium tanks, different things like that. And just getting his input and answering his questions. So we're going to start out with tier 9s because he's working on his M103. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So Eddie, do you have this completely upgraded or what?
No, I only have the first part of it upgraded, the first gun on it upgraded. And I have equipment is just a gun rammer.
Okay.
Yeah, and it seems that when I get into a battle with it, I get pinned up against a lot of tier 10s. And I kind of tend to try and hide a lot because I get pummeled very quickly.
Yeah,
and
no,
I watching your videos. It seems like when I see you using it, I'm like, wow, what am I doing wrong? Because he's taking out tanks left and right, and I seem to be the one he's taking out. I'm the one getting pushed around and whatnot.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, like I was telling you earlier. A lot of my tanks, especially like tier 9s or 8s, I don't have the equipment on there because I'm so used to playing these tanks. But I mean, it really does take a lot of time sometimes on certain tanks to get a real familiarity to them and to really understand them and how they work, because the tank before it could have been great and then this tank could be crap kind of thing, and you got to play it a lot differently. The M103 is a little bit different than the T32, but still the same concepts are there. Using those hold down positions, especially with those first upgrades. Those first upgrades are harsh on you. They really are. You really need that last upgrade to get the bigger gun. I believe you get a better turret on it. I can't remember, but I mean, using hold down positions for that tank is probably the best thing you can do with this tank. And we're going to jump into a battle right now so we can help him out a little bit, and then also, like I said, answer some other questions he might have. Alrighty guys, we're on Wide Park Standard Battle. We're going to be going against some tier 10s, the one thing Eddie does not want to really see, but there's not a lot. Actually, they have more than us. God damn it. I think they have 2 more than us.
Yeah, see, this is a typical battle for me. When I look up and I see all those X's, I'm like, wow.
All right, so any questions you want to start out with me on this?
Yeah, and on this particular map, I would tend to go towards the left from where we are now. I guess down that rail over there. And I hear a lot of when you're on your videos, you say hold down, and I'm not sure what that means exactly. Is that another way of saying take cover?
It's kind of like saying take cover. And I've never really explained it, so I'm glad you brought this up. Okay, so if you pull your tank up next to me, once you get up here, I'll show you what we call as a hold down position. We're talking, when you hear hold down, the first word is hole. That's the hole of your tank. And what you're trying to do is, you can see in these 2 windows, if you pull straight up, and then if you hold in that top right button and then spin around just so you can see the front of your tank, well, it might not do it. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Anyways, what's going to happen is you're completely covering your hole. Your hole is no longer exposed. You can do this with rocks. You can do this with this area right here. Your hole is completely covered. Nobody can shoot the upper or lower plate. The only thing they can shoot is your turret, which on the M103 is one of its strongest aspects to it. just like the T29. And so that way, you know, people are going to bounce a lot more. They're not able to hit those weak spots that they're used to. As you can see, you're bouncing already. You did get hit once, but you did bounce that one.
All right, so it's hold down. I thought it was hold down.
Yeah, it's like
okay,
hold down.
I didn't even hear you correctly. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a hold down position. Yeah, I'm probably saying it a little bit wrong too, but yeah.
I probably won't. I don't hear too good, I guess. That's the problem too.
Yeah, but that's pretty much how you work a hold down position. So, what's your next question for me?
The rounds, like for instance, if I come up against a tier 10, I have equipped the heat rounds. Is it easier just to go straight to the heat rounds, or just try and take a shot with a regular penetrating round, the first loadout round?
All right. Well, of course you have different types of rounds, and I'm kind of bad sometimes on changing up my rounds and stuff like that. So pretty much armor piercing is, you know, going to do a decent amount of damage, but it's going to penetrate the most. You know, when some of these tanks have, you know, spaced armor, which is basically extra armor on their tanks, the armor piercing will go through it. The armor piercing is really nice on going through them. Now, heat rounds are like, basically, if I'm bouncing off a tank like crazy, like maybe somebody has a hold down position, okay? Oh god, this guy's gonna kill me. I'll use a heat round to try to damage him a little bit, and maybe he'll come out of that hold down position. Heat round or explosive rounds like that also damage the crew, or they can oh my gosh, I'm dead. Heat rounds can damage crews, components, and stuff like that. They're really nice to use. That's what the FV-183 uses, the Death Star. It uses a heat round, so no matter what, it's always going to go through. Wow, you got ammo racked right there at the end. Wow.
Ammo rack. That's another question I have. What with the upgrade, or I guess ammo rack, is that supposed to protect your ammo rack, or
that equipment that you can get, and also the perk you can get? Yes, it does help with the, you know, less chance of you getting ammo racked and stuff like that. If you guys don't know what ammo rack means, it means pretty much you get shot where your ammo rack is, and it does like a critical hit, sometimes to the point of blowing you up instantly. You know, that's why I'm saying like the HE rounds are really nice for being able to do that. They can blow up certain parts of the tank, you know, catch you on fire and stuff like that. You are more prone to catch on fire with HE rounds than you are with armor piercing rounds and stuff like that. I mean, it still can happen, but you got a better chance. But yeah, that's what pretty much those equipment things do. They help with your the safe storage of your ammo, just like the fuel one too. It helps save and make sure you don't catch on fire as quickly and easily.
Okay. All right.
All right, before we do another question, we're going to go back to the garage. We're going to pick some other tanks out, and then we're going to go back into the battle, and then we'll continue the question and answering, guys. So here we go. All right, guys, we're on Arctic region, standard battle. We are just going against tier 9s and a lot of tier 8s. So this is going to be a pretty, well, hopefully if our team does well, but this should be a pretty nice match for us. Especially to help Eddie get some more experience points if we can, well, as long as we run into the enemy. Sometimes these easy matches like this, or nice equal matches, we get screwed over. Or at least I have in the past. I didn't get to shoot anybody because nobody went my way.
Okay, your style of play, do you stick with your team, or do you hang back in a situation like this and wait to see where to go?
Okay, so I do a couple different things. Okay, so if I'm grinding on a tank, say I'm using the STI over and over again, and I'm playing by myself. Majority of the time, once I'm done with the battle, I hit X again. I'm going into another battle. Most likely, I'm probably going to be put with the same players again, over and over again. And so if I keep dying, if I go by myself, which is what I usually do. I usually go to the points that I do the best by myself, or you know, if a couple people follow me and stuff like that. But usually I go by myself. Now, if I keep dying that way and stuff, then I'll start following the same guys that I've been seeing over and over again. So, but usually I find parts on the maps, I learn the maps, I find out what's best for my tanks on each map, and I go there. If I start dying from it, then I start following other people and getting more people to help me out. But if I'm platoon like this, pretty much me and Rush Dodge, or anybody else, we just pretty much we go the same way. Sometimes we split up depending on what suits his tank better, what suits mine better, and we try to stay near each other so we can back each other up. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I do my own thing. But yeah. Alrighty, we got some nasty tanks up here. Actually, they're not really nasty, but yeah. But we do have an artillery. I am kind of worried about getting hit by artillery. Can I hit that tortoise from here? No. Alright, what's your next question, sir? You've been doing great on these questions.
When I was asking before, as far as premium tanks being better than a regular tank, like I bought the Japanese premium tank, and and I noticed that the regular tank seems to be better, I guess, as far as the way it's I guess built out. Seems like it has a better gun, I guess, but for some reason when you use them, the premium seems to perform better. Just weird.
Well, I did a video basically stating, you know, what is a premium tank, and I actually go in there and talk about there's pretty much like 3 levels of premium tanks. There's like your low level premium tanks that are like standard to less than standard tanks. Which means like they might even have a lower tier gun, or you know, lower health or armor than most tanks in its tier. Okay. There's a second level, which is like regular standard tank to like maybe a second upgrade in a tank, like you getting the second upgrade on here and getting that tier 9 gun, you know, like you have right now. That's kind of like your medium grade premium tank. And then your third one is pretty much like the T-34, which has pretty much a huge gun that can sit there and handle its own even in a tier 10 match. It's pretty much having like the final upgrade unlocked on a tank, if that makes sense to you. So there's different types of premium tanks, and they can be better than the tanks that you have out here, but it's not very common in that sense. Like T-34, like I said, is one of those tanks that is pretty much a badass. It can handle its own in a tier 10 battle. What else? Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I look at them. If you want to know how they do and how they perform, you can always, guys, just look up World of Tanks in your search engine and then type in the premium tank you want to know about. If you do that, it'll come up with all its stats, and then you take those stats and compare it to the same tank style as, you know, if you're looking up a heavy tank premium, look up another heavy tank and compare those two stats and see where it falls in there. If it kind of equals up to the medium stats, then okay, it's a medium premium. If it doesn't even, you know, stack up to that, then it's not, you know, an amazing premium in the sense. So that's how I do it. There are some charts out there that tell you like, oh my god, this guy hit me. That'll tell you like, oh, this is a really good premium tank and stuff like that, and sometimes they don't have all the premium tanks on there. So, but I just usually look it up myself. So that's how I do it. And that's how I do my reviews too, guys. I mean, I just sit there, I look up the tank, I look at other tanks that are in its same tier, and then I judge off of that and decide whether that tank is, decent premium tank, halfway decent, so forth and so forth. Alrighty, what's your next question?
One of the things I wanted to ask was on tank destroyers. I saw your video on the Hellcat, and I liked the way it looked and everything, so I went and got it right away. And I wasn't sure on what to equip, whether it's the binoculars or the optics. On something like that, is it best to equip both or just the one? As far as which one is best to use for sniping, I guess.
Well, binoculars are nice because they're always on, no matter whether you're moving or not. And then I believe it's the other ones that I always get mixed up on the names. If I look at them, I would know. But oh shit, that guy killed him. But pretty much, it all depends on your playing style. Like, some people like to use the Hellcat because it's got a decent speed to it and they move around a lot, so the binoculars help out a lot. But sometimes some of these guys, shit, I missed him. Some of these guys like to sit still, like I did, and I'll put a camo net on and stuff like that. And that's the best way to do it if you're gonna sit still. You get a little bit further distance with the whatchamacallit, the telescope thing or whatever, other than the binoculars. I can't remember the proper name of it, but yeah, you get a longer distance, and it's always up to how you play, your play style. Me personally, I like sitting there and just freaking tearing people up, because that thing does have a nasty view range, and with that nasty view range, I mean, you could shoot people and kill them before they ever see you, if you have the right equipment on there, and your crew is up there too. I mean, if you got your crew set up real nice, I mean, you can kill so many people. Like my Waffle Tier 9, I don't have the binoculars. I have the, I'm just gonna say the periscope. I can't remember the fucking proper name, and it's aggravating me. But anyways, I have that on there, and I can kill multiple people in that tank before they ever see me, and it can change the tide of the war too. I mean, that's how awesome it could be if you set it up right.
Okay.
Eat it, tortoise.
Now, what as far as the crew goes, I usually, what I try to do is go, because people have told me to go with the mentor immediately, but is that the best choice for every tank that you get, to go with mentor right away, or is it best to get something else depending on the tank?
It really depends. I mean, I always go for 6th Sense first. And the reason why is because you always want to know when you're getting freaking detected. Even though World of Tanks is terrible for, like, the other day I was playing with Rush Dodge, and I hope he puts up the video. But I'm in my arty. I just got 6th Sense. I was never detected. And magically other arties are shooting at me and kill me. And we could have won the game, but magically I was detected. Yeah. I didn't understand that one bit, and I was pissed off. So yeah, anyways, but that's what I go for. Then I go for the repairs.
Okay.
And then I start working on mentor and stuff like that. I mean, those things do help you out a lot, because you do gain experience faster and stuff. But oh god, this guy took out my freaking. All right, let's just sit here and talk right here, okay? Oh, already killed you. But that's how I usually run it. I mean, those having that mentor on there and stuff like that is great to have. But I'd rather have 6th Sense on there. I just would. And if I have to, and that's where your premium tanks come in handy. If you take your premium tanks and say you want that crew to learn 6th Sense really quickly, put them in that premium tank, and then get them to learn the 6th Sense and repair and all that stuff quickly, and then throw them back in your tank. That way they already have it. And then also I take that same crew and I run them usually from tier 1 all the way up to tier 10. Sometimes I will put a different crew in a premium tank And while I'm working up the line until I get to like tier 9, that crew I put in the premium tank will be saved until I get to tier 9 or 10. And then they'll already have all those, you know, all those perks unlocked. So I'll put them in that tier 9 or tier 10, and so that tank's good to go. And then that crew that was already working in that tank, I can use them for another tank because they're, you know, they're building up too. So I'll put them in maybe the tier 10 instead. Or maybe I'll keep them in the tier 8 if I'm going to keep the tier 8. That's how I kind of do it. I mean, that's one of the quickest ways to do it. Wow, 5,000 damage. No freaking way.
You killed it right there. You did good.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, guys, we're going to have to end this video here. Thank you so much, Eddie, for joining me today. Guys, I'll probably do this again with another random person. I just don't know when. Hopefully this answered some of you guys' questions. Like I said, thank you so much, Eddie, for coming out. And
no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm WizardKen, guys. Until next time, see ya.